Hi, this is Jaya. In this video, we shall see the summary of May You Be the Mother of 100 Sons, a journey among the women of India, chapters 2 and 3, page 24 to 27 by Elisabeth Bumiller. Now, the words, May you be the mother of 100 sons, is actually a blessing which is given to the newly wedded women. And these words clearly show the condition of Indian women. That is, from the later Vedic period, the condition of women has degraded, and it has come to such an extent that women started thinking that it is normal for them to burn herself in the pyre of a husband, and at the same time they do it thinking that they will be born together in the next birth. And if she is not allowed, like if she says no, I will not get burnt in the pyre of my husband, that is Sati, then she has to live a life of a widower, which is actually worse than dying, because she will not be respected in the society. She will not be allowed to attend any of the auspicious events. She will not be allowed even to remarry, even if she is very, very young. And it was only after many Indian reformers like Raja Ramohan Roy and many others, they fought against these evil practices like Sati and then female infanticides, that is, killing the female child as soon as it's born. And they raised their voices for the rights of the women now. And this is a society which is a patriarchal society, that is, male dominated society. And here we find that marriage is not a romantic affair for the girl. Maybe a few upper class women have the privilege to choose the man of their choice, but majority of the Indian families, they have their marriages only as a arranged marriage, and here dowry plays a very important part. Or sometimes she is married to a man where she will have to work in his house without any salary or any demands, and this was the main reason, that is the dowry and getting a girl married, the difficulty in getting the girl married. All these are the reasons behind female infanticides and other crimes against women. Elizabeth Bumiller came from America along with her husband. Her husband was a journalist, and they spent 4 years in India exploring the Indian culture, Indian society, and the practices here. And in a prologue, she says that she has read a lot about India before coming to India. And she says that what she read about India was so very beautiful, because India was described, it was romanticized and it was praised. But after coming here, she saw that what she had read about India was not the real India, because here she saw the other side of India, mainly the condition of women of India. And she says that her book is like a window about the women of India in the 80s and 90s. And in the first two chapters of this travelogue, she discusses about the issues of marriage and the evil practice of sati in India. She says that women were not even given importance, like women education was not at all given importance. And another thing is they were treated like animals in some places. And mostly women were not aware about their rights, and they were so very ignorant that even if someone comes to tell them about the rights, about their basic rights, they don't even listen to them. They think that that is not the correct thing, and they have accepted the situation. And particularly the women who belong to the economically weaker section, they are victims in two levels. First is she is treated as a subordinate to a husband, and you can even compare her to animals, and she is expected to worship her husband, because in Manusmriti it is said that the husband is the person who gives her the security she needs in this life. And second, because she is very poor, she is seen as a liability on her parents, and this results in female infanticides, that is, they kill the female child. And if at all, if she is not killed and if she grows, she is married off at a very young age. And because she is married at a very young age, she becomes a mother by the time she is 14 or 15 itself. And she also shows in this book how this bride's family is compelled, they are obliged to give a fat dowry to the groom's family. And this is there are so many reasons for a marriage, but love has never been the reason for getting married. And she also talks about many Indian girls who were ready to marry a stranger who their parents have chosen for her as a groom. And what the parents will see is they'll see the background of the family of the groom and how much the groom is earning and what is the status of the family in the society. And it never matters whether the girl likes him or not. They believe that she will eventually fall in love, and if she does not fall in love with the husband has all the rights to even beat her up. And then on the marriage day, Elizabeth says how the bride is decorated and how she looks all glamorous, and even the couple sits for hours and hours for all the rituals. But later on, when she asked many women, how they felt on the wedding day, majority of the women said that they don't remember a thing about that day, and all they remember is how they were treated after coming to the in-laws' house. If the dowry which was promised is given to the bridegroom's family, then the bride is welcomed with open hands. But if she is not given the dowry, then her life becomes miserable. And marriage based on love is not at all there in middle class or lower class. It is prevalent in the upper privileged class. And sometimes even this arranged marriage leads to a perfect life partner. Or if it does not lead to a perfect life partner, it is always expected that the women only has to adjust in that life. And if at all, if the girl was educated and if she was having a job in her hand, after marriage it was expected that the girl has to leave her job because she has to take care of her in-laws, her husband and the children after marriage. And if it is a rural place, then her everyday life itself will be a constant struggle. And Elizabeth says that not any one of the American women who is taking care of a job and the family can even imagine the struggles of an Indian woman. It is so very bad. And Bumiller talks about Arun and Manju, who are actually ideal couple, and they have got married due to it is an arranged marriage. And Manju, when she's talking with Elizabeth, she says that she remembers how her in-laws and her relatives used to talk about her color, that is the skin color, when she was there itself. And they will talk as though she is not at all there, and she used to feel as though she was being sold. Girls' fairness and how much dowry she brings plays a major part in every marriage. And the author also discusses about a woman, Meena, who got married to an important man. And later on, she finds out that it was his mother who forced him to marry. And later on, she went in for a divorce. But after divorce, she was looked down upon by the society. But anyway, Meena still believed only in arranged marriages. And Bumiller also discusses how sex between the husband and wife was not out of love and intimacy, but it was considered that the wife's duty was to satisfy her husband. And for the husband, the wife was like a sleeping pill for him. And therefore, many women usually developed a behavior of avoiding sexual relations. And this caused them to become over so very close and focusing on their sons, which later on led to Oedipus complex. So most of the men will be very affectionate on their mother and they will give prior importance to their mother. And the second issue Elizabeth talks about was Sati and burning of bride. Fire is considered a very sacred in Hindu religion, and it plays a very essential part in majority of the auspicious events. Now, the women who are unable to bring dowry with them were troubled a lot, and even sometimes they were burnt alive. And Beulah discusses and shares the stories of women like Surinder Kaur and Rup Kuwar who were burnt. Surinder Kaur was unable to bring a fat dowry, and Rup Kuwar was burnt in the pyre of a dead husband. Sati of Kunwar was considered holy by hundreds of Rajputs, and they even started worshipping her. And Elizabeth went and spoke about this to many women by interviewing them and even to her parents. And what she got to know is they all told her that though she was educated, she herself voluntarily went and she sat on her husband's pyre. But later on, only the other side of the story came out and exposed that she was actually intoxicated and she was dragged to sit on the burning pyre of her husband. and they were hundreds of women who were forced to perform Sati. Many of them died in that fire itself, and some others who did not die at that time died later on because of the infection which was caused due to the burning. And dowry deaths were becoming a fashion until government took serious steps toward this, and later on Sati was banned in India. But even then it affected women's life tremendously, and women's condition ever since had only gradually improved. But this patriarchy which is prevalent in India showed in this book says that it is deep rooted in the Indian society, and it is still having an upper hand on the large scale of Indian women. That is, this is a male dominated society, and the women are considered inferior to men in the society. This is what Elizabeth Bumiller tells in her book. If you have anything more to add on to what I've said, please write it in the comment box. Like the video, share with your friends, and if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe and support. Thank you.